Hello everyone, welcome you all to this session again on search engine marketing. Now this is another video in our video series where we discuss about the search engine marketing. So by now I believe you have already watched the other videos where I have discussed about the importance of search engine marketing, the difference between or the main components of search engine marketing, which included mainly search engine optimization and paid search advertising. And we also discussed about the search engine results page, and then different concepts, terminologies related to search engine marketing. In this video today, I'm going to mainly discuss about how search engine works, mainly from a delivering search results perspective. So if you haven't watched the others, the videos where I have discussed about the introduction to search engine marketing, I strongly suggest you to watch those videos ideally before this video, so that you can get an overall understanding of how search engine marketing works and the key concepts related to search engine marketing. So now let's talk about the search engines, how they basically work. Let me share my slide deck with you. Okay. Now, when it comes to search engines, we are mainly discussing about Google. Not just in Sri Lanka, all over the world. Google is the number one search engine, enjoying more than, I would say, 80–90% of the search engine market share. In countries like United States, it could be somewhere around 80%, 85%, because Bing as a search engine, the Microsoft Bing, owned by Microsoft, is actually gaining popularity, but they are still enjoying only a fraction of the market. Yeah, the biggest market share is still held by Google. So when it comes to concepts related to search engine marketing, whether it's SEO, or in other words, search engine optimization, or search engine marketing, or paid search marketing, the concepts are almost the same, more or less the same. So if you, in our lessons, we mainly talk about Google because that is the main search engine, but everything we learn can be directly applied into other search engines as well. As I said, mainly Bing and a couple of other search engines depending on where you live. For example, in China, Google may not be the market leader. In China, the most popular search engine is Baidu. So there can be slight changes, differences when it comes to the technology, the way they work. But since I believe most of you are from Asia, South Asia region, Asia Pacific region, our concern is mainly around Google, which is the number one search engine in this part of the world. So now what is this? I'm sure most of you have, or all of you have seen this. If you have read books, this is basically an index of a book. You normally find this at the end of the book. What is the purpose of an index? You see a list of words here, and in front of each and every word or phrase, you see the page numbers, or in other words, the location where you can find more details about this word or about this phrase in this particular book. Now, for example, under M, letter M, you see the word called massage. So the word massage is mentioned in page number 206 and 207. So if you want to know more about this word where this book has discussed, then you have to ideally look at page number 206 and 7. That is where this word is described or discussed in detail. We don't know what is discussed in that page, but that is where you can find more information in this book. So the purpose of an index is basically to guide you to a particular location, relevant location in that book, related to a particular term. So the terms, the words, or in other words, the phrases are alphabetically ordered, and with each and every word or phrase, you can see their corresponding page number or numbers. Now keep that in mind. The reason why I discussed this, the reason why I talked about an index of a book is search engines also work very similarly. Their process, the way they organize information is also very similar to this, conceptually similar. Okay, now when you type some words into Google and get a result, we call it search engine results page. Now here we are trying to understand how Google could find that information first, and how could Google give you the top 10 results as the most relevant results for your keyword search. There could be millions and millions of similar results on the web. So how could Google identify the top 10 pages and deliver those pages as a search results for you on Google? Basically, in this process, Google follow 4 steps. So in other words, when it comes to the operation of a search engine, they have 4 basic steps or processes. Now at the end of the video, I'll be sharing all these slides with you. And after watching this video, I recommend you to watch another video which I have shared the link on this slide, which will explain further how Google works basically, and that is a video produced by Google, so that you can further verify the details, information that you learn in my video today. Okay, what is discovering? Now Google as a search engine should discover all the websites, web pages available on the web, on the internet. So how can Google identify or discover all this content published on a daily basis, on an hourly basis? So every day, hundreds and thousands and probably millions of content are being published. Some could be web pages, some could be videos, some are images, some could be just news articles, a whole lot of things at this moment, every day. So Google as a search engine should be able to discover this information. So they use a particular process. First, they have a list of web pages, websites that they have already accessed. How they have accessed those websites in the first place, I'll come to that later. Let's say your website has been running for the last 5 years, right? And Google would have already discovered your website and all the web pages. And Google has a list of URLs, links, or web addresses in their database. And they regularly revisit these pages. Not physically. There is a particular program that I'll be discussing in the next slide, in the next step. So Google already have a list of pages that they have already accessed. So they will be on a daily or monthly or yearly basis. I can't exactly tell you how often, how frequently they will be revisiting these pages. Let's say, so when they revisit, they find the latest information you have published on your website. Let's say you launch the website for the very first time under a new domain. You register a domain, whatever .lk or .com or .org or whatever, and you register a domain and you publish a new website just today, how soon do you think Google will discover the new content? I can't exactly tell you how soon, but based on our experience, we know if it is an average website just published today, within a week, 2 weeks, maximum 3 weeks, Google will be able to find your website. How? Let's come to that later. Now, as a search engine marketing professional, as a digital marketer, one thing you can do is, without waiting for Google to come and find your website, you can be more proactive. As a person who learns search engine marketing now, you can be more proactive and tell Google, communicate to Google that you launched a new website. You have, let's say, 500 pages in your new website. You can invite Google to come and access these pages, find these pages, so that Google will take all these pages to their search engine very soon. The way of doing it is called a sitemap. I'll be discussing this topic called sitemap later in another lesson as a part of the same topic, search engine optimization. But for now, let's understand a sitemap is a document. It is a text document where you list all the URLs available in your website. Let's say if you have 500 pages, you list all the 500 pages in that document. That is called a sitemap. And you can submit that document to Google through a service called Google Search Console. Now, this service is a free of charge service, Google Search Console, as you can see. A couple of years ago, this was called Google Webmaster Tools. This is a set of tools and a set of services available free of charge for digital marketers, for search engine marketers, for website owners. So you can create a Google Search Console account with Google for your website, and you can submit your sitemap to Google. So that is a way of inviting Google to come and visit your website. After submitting that sitemap, Google will download that sitemap document, and they will realize that, okay, you have 500 pages. They will visit those 500 pages very, very soon, ideally within 24 hours or something. And it doesn't mean that your website will be available on Google within 24 hours. It may take another couple of days or weeks for Google to take all those pages into their search engine, into their index, right? Again, even though they have already taken all your 500 pages to their index, to their database, it doesn't mean that your website is going to rank #1 on Google on the first page if someone is searching some words related to your website. It is not going to happen. So that is going to take even more time, longer time. So that is what we are going to discuss, learn in this session. Anyway, my point here is how Google find new content. When I say new content, it could be a brand new website. It could be a new page added to an existing website. That is also new content, new page added to an existing content. Or it could be a new paragraph or text change or word change or new image or new video you have added to an existing page. That is also a new content. So Google basically, when you submit the sitemap, Google now has a list of URLs with them. They will revisit these pages every now and then to find out whether content has changed. Now, if it is now depending on the nature of the site, Google may revisit these pages sometimes every half an hour, every day, every week, every month, once in couple of months. So how frequently, that depends on your website, that depends on your industry. So if it is a news publishing site, Google understand that news can be published any moment, right? So Google will visit a news website every, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 minutes or so, because Google understand that this website is publishing new content every day, every minute, every hour, whatever. But if you are in an industry, let's say, what, e-commerce, you sell goods online, you add new products to the site like every once a week or once a month. So then you cannot expect Google to come and visit your site every 30 minutes or so, because in your industry, contents are not being added to your websites that often. So Google may visit your website once a week or so, right? So depending on the nature of the website, depending on the nature of the industry, Google will revisit your site and find new content. That is how Google will discover new content. So by submitting a sitemap, you can invite Google to come and find these new content. At the same time, Google will crawl. I'll explain the word crawling. Crawl their existing database. So they have a database of millions of trillions of web pages, websites, URLs. So they will be revisiting these pages frequently. So that is the process of discovering. Crawling. Now, once they discover the pages, they employ a specific program called Google Bot. This is an automated program. There are different terms used to identify this process or identify this program. Most commonly, it is called bots or Google bots or spiders or crawlers. So if you hear the word bot or Google bot or search engine bot or spider, search engine spiders or search engine crawlers, they all are the same. We basically talk about the same concept. So these are specific programs, special programs running on Google servers, Google's machines. When they run, these programs can travel so far anywhere on the World Wide Web. They will go to any website. How do they go? They follow link from one page to another. So as a normal user, how do you go to another web page? By clicking on a link or a button, right? So similarly, crawlers, spiders, search engine bots can follow links from one page to another. So by that way, they will be crawling the entire web, millions of pages within a very, very short period of time. And while traveling through all these links, they will identify, okay, these are existing pages. Okay, this is a new page I found today. This is a new content I found on this new page. So likewise, they make a note of all the new sites, new pages, new URLs, new content added to these existing sites, everything, they make a note of everything and create a list of things, right? So crawling, as you can see on the screen, crawling is a process by which Google discovers new and updated pages to be added to their index. This program that does crawling is called Google Bot, also known as robot bot or spiders or crawlers. Google's crawl process begins with a list of web URLs generated from the previous crawl process, as I already discussed, and augmented with sitemap data provided by webmasters, website owners. So I discussed that already. As Googlebot visits each of these websites, it detects links on each page and adds them to its list of pages to crawl. whenever they find new links, they put all these new links into the list so that they can visit them for the first time and again after that. New sites, site changes to existing sites, and dead links, and used to update the Google index. So that is crawling. Now indexing, the fourth step. Now in this process, they will make a list of words. Now, as I discussed earlier, similar to a index of a book. Now, during the crawling process, search engine found all the new pages, all the new content of new pages or existing pages. Now, they find this content, they organize this content alphabetically, word by word, if they find new content, and give that to their indexer. Googlebot gives the indexer the full text of the pages it finds. So in other words, Google takes a copy of your page. That copy is kept in their database. So just imagine Google should have trillions of web pages in their database. So they every day update this database with new changes they find on the web, right? So they take a copy of each and every page they find on the web to their index, to their database. These pages are sorted in Google's index database. This index is sorted alphabetically by search term, with each index entry storing a list of documents in which the term appears and location within the text where it occurs. So what does that mean? Coming back to my book example, in the index, you have all the words, all the important keywords you found in that book, right? In that book specifically, you put all those words alphabetically, you order them alphabetically, and in front of each word or each phrase, you put the page number. Similarly, in Google Index, they create a list of words they found, words and phrases mainly, they found by crawling the entire universe of web. These words are then ordered alphabetically. In front of each word, now in this case, instead of the page number, you don't find a page number here, you find the address, web page address, the URL of the page, right? So they know what is the word, where it is located, in which page. Not just one page, there can be millions and trillions of pages where that particular term is mentioned. So this process is known as indexing, as you can see here, that's as we just discussed. Now the fourth step, serving results. Now Google, in this process, which is happening every moment, even now at this moment, they discover new content, they crawl that content, they put every content they find into an indexer where words are organized alphabetically. And if I go to Google and search something, now they can serve you the results from their database. So when you search something, Google as a search engine has the capability to give you the most relevant top 10 results on the first page as organic results, as SEO results. We call it natural results. They are not paid results. They are not paid advertisements. I'm talking about organic. How can Google identify the most important 10 results on the first page and the second 10 results in the second page? How do they do that? They do that based on some factors. They call it ranking factors. they look at certain criteria. They look at certain criteria to determine which page should be given number 1 rank, which page should be given number 2 rank. So that is called, that process is called the ranking algorithm. They're using an algorithm to give a rank to each and every web page they have in the database. So this algorithm is based on over 200 different factors. That is why you see on the page, so the rank or the position of a web page when you search a keyword on Google is a function, or in other words, depends on 200 different factors, A, B, C, to 200 different factors. So what are these factors? We don't know. Do I know? Yes, I know not all 200 factors, because this is the secret that Google, this is their trade secret. This is an algorithm. This is an internal information they have. But we as search engine marketing professionals who have experience in this industry, I personally have, as I said, 14 years of experience in industry. So since we have done this optimization work for hundreds of websites, through experience, we know which factors are affecting your rank. At the same time, we have done our own researches. We have followed a lot of other companies who do online researches on SEO. There are companies who do reverse engineering. Reverse engineering means they look at the rank of certain websites and they analyze why these positions, these websites have got these positions by reverse engineering, looking at their code, looking at the competitors, and then following a certain process, they can then identify, okay, because of these reasons, this website has got this position. So experience, lot of learning from other companies who are doing researches, plus Google itself. They publish a lot of articles, they publish a lot of videos, and when you attend seminars and workshops and conferences, they most of the time come to these conferences, especially happening in the major cities of the world. They come to these conferences, workshops, and give some hints, informations, share some secrets. So through all these sources, we have been able to study, identify certain number of factors which are affecting the ranking, which will help you to determine how the ranking is given to a particular website. But again, no one will know the entire 200 plus factors that Google exactly follow, but we can safely and confidently say a certain number of factors which are directly affecting your website ranks. These are called search engine ranking factors, right? Now, for example, I am searching search engine marketing here, right? Search engine marketing. Search is a one word, engine is another word, marketing is another word. Now, Google will go back to their database index and they will find what are the web pages which has the word search, right? Similarly, what are the pages which has the word engine and marketing? So they will have probably millions of pages with these words. And then as a total phrase, search engine marketing, there can be another millions of pages which discuss the term search engine marketing. And as you can see here, Google can tell you as an estimate, there are about 45 million pages in their index that may be relevant to your term called search engine marketing. Out of these 45 million pages, Google is now going to give you the 10 most relevant results based on their ranking algorithm. The very first result is coming from Wikipedia. Just look at the result. The title of the web page, this article, is search engine marketing. In the URL, you can see the word search engine marketing. And in the description, you can see the word search engine marketing. So having that exact term, phrase in the title, in the URL, in their description would have helped search engine to realize that this particular Wikipedia web page is relevant to your term, to your phrase, which is search engine marketing. Now, these are just three factors. So these could be just three factors out of those 200 factors that I just talked about. Page title, URL, and the copy, the description, right? Similarly, there are lots of other factors which would have helped Wikipedia web page to come up as the #1 ranking. So those are the factors we are going to discuss under search engine ranking factors, which I will be discussing in my other session. So coming back here, so I believe now you have a thorough understanding on how search engine works, basically the 4 steps: discovery, crawling, indexing, and serving results. When it comes to serving results, Google follow over 200 ranking factors based on which they have come up with their ranking algorithm. And that is what we are going to learn under search engine optimization, called search engine ranking factors. And as a search engine marketer, as a digital marketer, if you can master these factors, the right way of handling these factors, the right way of using these factors or manipulating these factors in your websites, you will be successful in getting your website ranked #1 or in the at least on the first page of Google. Now, if you can remember, if you have watched my initial video where I defined search engine optimization, you go back to that. There I clearly talked about 2 different sets of factors. So in other words, 2 different terminologies. SEO, when I was defining, I said SEO includes basically technical factors and marketing factors. Technical factors that help search engines to discover your content. Marketing factors for search engines to identify the relevancy of your website for a search term that the users are searching for. Factors. Now we are going to discuss all these technical factors and marketing factors that help search engines to rank a certain website on their results page. So we'll discuss all these factors in our next session. Until then, goodbye, and I'll meet you again with those ranking factors. Thank you for your participation, attention. Thank you for watching this video.